What do you want to start with white commons?
Sure, kind of spicy one to start things off.
Yeah.
Magitech Infantry, white, for an artifact creature, robot soldier. It's a 1/1. This creature gets +1/+0 as long as you control another artifact. And 2 and a white, search your library for a card named Magitech Infantry, put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. For those Aquaria enjoyers, this will be reminiscent of Whisper Squad, a card that most people didn't realize was going to be as good as it was. Whisper Squad ended up being very, very strong. A couple things that make this quite different. This can trade reasonably with a lot of things, which is an extremely powerful upgrade over Whisper Squad. The Whisper Squad is kind of there for sack synergies and the fact that Sacrificing was a powerful archetype in that set. This, however, is an artifact, can sit on the battlefield for artifact synergy, searches up additional artifacts for things that care about artifact threshold, and also can trade, which is very, very, very nice. However, 3 mana is a lot more than 2 mana, a ton more than 2 mana. And I actually think if you compare the downside of this having 3 mana versus the upside of this being able to trade off with stuff, I think this is going to play out a decent amount worse than Whisper
Much
Squad will.
better.
I think that it's funny because we said opposite things, right?
I said much better, and you said much worse.
I think this is going to play out worse, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to play out much better. I think it's going to play out much better.
You think it's going to be much better?
Yeah.
Woo, yeah. All right, I'm giving this a C.
Okay, so, like, you're going to have artifacts, because equipment is artifact. But also,
yep,
you just need to pay 3 mana, and then you get another artifact.
Yeah.
Right? This gets you another artifact. It's, yeah, like, this is a real creature. Like, this being a 2/1 is a real creature, real threat, 100% more power, trades with 2-drops, and so on and so on. The noises, I was shouting that I'm gonna be here soon. That's what I was shouting.
Oh, I thought you were shouting because I started to smack talk you viciously.
I did hear that in the bedroom. I was in the bedroom at that time. I did hear that though. So I was shouting that I'm coming. I'm gonna give this Scotty a B-. I think a lot of these are gonna be great in the deck. The thing about I actually hate that this exists. This might make it so the format is gonna be pretty damn aggressive. It's a common 2/1. It's basically a 2/1, right? So it's a common 1 mana 2/1. And having a lot of them means that you can just get more of them for 3 mana. It's not nothing to play, it's not nothing, but just like playing random, if you're playing an aggressive, if you're playing an aggressive deck, like playing 1 mana 2/1s is kind of nice. It's pretty nice. And it's a common, so you can be like, okay, I'm gonna get a lot of these maybe. When it's uncommon, like, you don't know if you're gonna get them. You do, you see them, nice, but you don't really know. Can't be sure. Yeah, I'm gonna be on a B-. Also synergies with like getting artifacts on the battlefield. If you're maybe blue, you can even have these to just like. At least there's not the, you can have a number of it in your deck. Yeah, but you can. You can also loot them away if they get stuck in your hand, for example. Like, there's good loot and damage in the set. I think this is gonna be very important common in a lot of white decks. If it's not, I'm kind of happy, because makes the format slower. Man, these 1/4s and so on. You know what's the thing, like, what about that 3 mana 2/1 that makes a 1/1 in blue? We're gonna see it soon. That thing blocks so many X1s in the set. Alright, let's start as a B-, but hope it goes down. It might. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. Yes. Target. It is one of my favorite pieces in Final Fantasy IX's soundtrack. As you might notice, like, I like a lot of Final Fantasies, but 9 is by far my favorite. Can you read this one, Scotty?
Yep, you're not alone. White for an instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If you control 3 or more creatures, it gets +4/+4 until end of turn instead. This is not that difficult of a condition to meet for an extremely big combat trick. That being said, it's a combat trick, but it's going to be a pretty dang good role player in the decks that want it. I don't remember because I didn't play that much Capenna, but I'm not entirely sure if this is the same as For the Family. I don't actually remember, but that combat trick was quite strong. That combat trick was quite strong. So I'm giving this a C-.
Yeah, especially with maybe getting a lot of this here, especially in going wide with some things. I'm gonna C- as well. I think it's gonna be +4/+4 a lot of times. I can see it even big as C, but C- is like a good trick. Yeah, feels like it's gonna be a really good trick. White is off to a great start. Can you read the next one so I can listen to the song?
Yep. Coral is 1 white for a creature cat beast. It's a 2/2 with 1 and a white for tap target non-enchantment creature. I think the non-enchantment clause is kind of necessary because the sagas are temporary and it feels bad to just have it kill the saga. Yeah, this is totally fine. This is totally fine as a 2-drop. It's a bear, can trade, and eventually can tap, make way for things. I think even though it's like a little expensive, and I was also missing certain creatures. It's missing certain creatures that can be blockers, like critical ones, can actually be kind of a pain. So I think this is just a C-. I think it's just a C-. Not a bad 2-dropper.
Oh man, I got shivers. I don't think you can hear it, Scott. I just let the music play. I know some people are not liking it. It's over us. I let the music play kind of a little bit loudly, just for that one song. It's 2 minutes, I think. This is great.
What song is that?
It's You're Not Alone.
Oh, it's a piece, like it's a musical piece.
Yes, it's a musical piece.
I thought by piece I thought you meant scene.
No.
No, it's a piece. Okay.
And it's kind of done now. It's freaking beautiful. And it's done. It's really nice that this doesn't tap enchantment creatures. I'm very happy about it. Okay, music is done, guys. We can continue. I really like it that it doesn't tap the enchantment creatures, because sagas really, like, if you kind of really want them to be able to present attacks and blocks, because they're gonna die pretty soon, right? Very soon they're gonna die, the summons. When is the last that the 2-mana tapper was fine, let alone good? Well, when was the last time that the 2-mana tapper was a 2/2 that can trade? Usually it's a 1/2 or something. And it's also the last time it was in March of Machines, where we did have a 2/2 that makes a 1/1, but where we also had a 2/2 that is a knight that buffs other
I'm pretty sure it was
knights.
OTJ.
No.
OTJ had the one that tapped non-mounts, right?
Oh, the OTG also had one, but the great one was in March Machines, right? The 2/2 that buffs knights. That was March Machines.
That taps
right?
knights.
You know, you had a printing champion, then you had a 2/2 in Azorius that taps buffs knights.
Oh yeah, at uncommon. Yes. Yeah, that was an
one.
uncommon. And
What do
it's
you give this
also
one?
Lord.
I mean, this one is kind of fine. I mean, I don't know. It's whatever, C-, D+. I'm gonna give it a C-. I'm okay.
I had a C- as well for this.
I'm okay with this. Dwarven Castle Guard for 1 and a white is a 2/1 that when it dies, it's a dwarf for that dwarf uncommon. When it dies, it makes a 1/1 colorless hero creature token. That's very nice. I think it's pretty good to go wide in this set. Like this likes going wide, and oops, it's a common. That's kind of trying to go wide, so yeah, I'm into this one. I don't know if it's a C+. There is some sexy energies, I guess. So heroes matter, equipment that you can put around. I don't know if it's a C+ or a C, but I'm gonna actually start it on a C+.
I'll go C+ here as well. There are things that make me think that having multiple bodies is really good. Equipment being like a big part of it, right? Because it just means that both sides of this are much stronger than they look. So C+ for me. Slash of Light. 1 and a white for an instant. Slash of Light deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control plus the number of equipment you control to target creature. Each job select card that you play will basically increase Slash of Light's ability to kill something by 2 damage, which is sort of nice. Normally, this effect, if it was just creatures, is rough. It's just not very good. I think Coordinated Maneuver in the last set was abnormal because of Mobilize. Like, you were able to kill much larger things than you should because of the Mobilize effect on that card. And plus, also, it was kind of flexible. I'm going to expect that this one plays out worse. So I'm going to give this one, even though there are some go wide things, and obviously the equipment you have laying around means that you're not worried about trading off in order for this to deal damage. That's actually a really nice aspect of this.
I just gotta open the door. Can you continue with other cards?
Yeah, sure. There's a little bit of tension with cards like this that if you trade out for creatures, then you won't be able to kill what you need to. But equipment doesn't have that issue, which is kind of nice. But I'm still giving this a C-. And then we'll continue on with other cards. As Lola ditches us once again. I believe the next one is White Mage's Staff. White Mage's Staff is 1 and a white for artifact equipment with Job Select. To remind us, Job Select is that it creates a 1/1 hero, and you attach this equipment to it on ETB. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, and has whenever this creature attacks, you gain 1 life, and is a cleric in addition to its other types. Equip 3. So this is a 2/2. This is a bear that when it attacks, you gain 1 life, and then you can pass that bear equipment around. Not bad. That's not bad. That's like totally a fine bear. We've seen cards like this in the past, but those cards have been much cheaper to pass around. Honestly, equipping for 3 is pretty rough. It's something that you do in the hyper late game. Unfortunately speaking, like cheap equip costs are great because you pass them around if you have sort of holes in your curve. But this is 3, so that means that's an investment. That's like after you develop your cards, then you're going to be equipping them, which is not huge. This is fine. I think this is fine. To me, this is a C. Serviceable 2-drop. I don't know what Lola's doing. Lola's like crinkling foil for fun.
Okay, I got some sushi.
Okay. Was that delivery?
What?
Was that your delivery?
Yeah, that was really fast.
Whoa, how long? That was like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I've never seen this ever.
That's insane.
They're probably very near them. Oh my god, I haven't eaten sushi in so long. So, are you reading something, or should I start grading cards?
Start grading, starting from Slash of Light.
Slash of Light, great with equipment, great with the castle guard, great with the infantry, and we just started with the commons. I like it a lot. I think it's a C+ easy for most white decks. So, White Mage stuff, you did this one, Scotty?
Yep.
That's crazy. This is probably the best common equipment, I think, because you get a 2/2 and gain life when it attacks. Yes, cleric doesn't matter. And then +1/+1 matters when you want to start re-equipping it. This is amazing. I'm gonna B-. It's weird to me. This is not an uncommon, but I love this. What did you give this to?
Oh yeah, much lower. Slash of Light I gave a C-.
Yeah.
I just think that the effect. So it has to be hard carried by the equipment, and there are a lot of equipment. So maybe I'm really wrong about this.
We have this one.
But it's to get this to the point where you actually needed to. I was expecting to be a little bit more difficult than I would have liked, than I like. But the equipment part is the big part of this, right? Because you don't have to trade off equipment. They stay on the battlefield, so that just constantly increases. And White Mage's Staff, it's a bear, but 3 mana is a lot in comparison to, like, for example, I think B- is what I gave like Ancestor Short Sword or whatever that card is, because it was 1 mana to move around after being a bear. This is like 3.
Wait, what is the short
super
sword?
expensive.
What is the the Ancestor?
Ancestor's Blade? Yeah.
The one we had before. Yeah, it's true. But this one is also a common.
Yeah, which is like worse because that means the second one gets so much worse.
But
Because now you need 6 mana to equip both?
But also you know that you can have a lot of equipment that's pretty good, and it's not just 6 mana, right? You could just you get these things left over, and all of a sudden you can make attacks possible later on. Like
Yeah.
having a super low curve with this seems really good for white. With those and with like 2 mana removal spells and 1 mana tricks, and we just started with the commons, right?
Yep.
Like I'm gonna give this C+, it's true, 3 is a lot to move around. Okay, C+. And it's not Kalheim with the runes. So yeah, C+.
Yeah,
seems fine.
I went up on Slash a Light because I think having the equipment lying around is probably makes it a lot better than I expect it to be.
Yeah, C+ seems good. If white is not gonna be aggressive, a lot of these are gonna go a little bit down. If it's gonna be a slower set. Which might be, we're gonna see. Gallicat, did you do it? Gallicat, for 2 and a white, it has Flying Vigilance. As long as you control 2 or more artifacts, this creature gets +2/+0. This is a 3/3 Flying Vigilance with 2 artifacts. That's super doable. And that helps with aggro as well. I'm on a, since it is a 3-drop, I'm gonna be on a C. But I think this is a very, like C is a very desirable 3-drop. 3-drop. 3-drop, I would say.
Yeah, I think a C as well. I don't think it's that difficult to get this to a 3/3, but it does have a fail case, right? Especially if your creatures are artifacts and you have to trade them. That's like makes things really awkward for you. But yeah, 3/3 beater is pretty stinking good. Paladin's Arms. 2 white for an artifact equipment. Job select. Equipped creature gets +2/+1 and has ward 1 and is a knight in addition to its other types and has equip 4. Can you explain to me what the purpose of the flavor on the equip is? Like, why do all these equipments have like these flavor things attached to them?
It's nothing except for wizards. I think only wizards have some things. And other than that, it's nothing.
Okay. No, I meant like, why is it called Lightbringer and Hero Shield? Like, what's
Oh,
why is that?
Oh no, that's just nothing. That's just flavor. Like it's always flavor for these things.
Yeah, but like, okay, whatever. It's like, so this is a 3/2 with ward 1, but after you trade off your 3/2, which I'll be pretty happy to do, then you get to pass around for very expensive cost of decent equipment. It's a decent equipment. I think this is whatever. It's very expensive. I think this is like a C-.
It is a 3 mana 3/2. That's much worse than a 2 mana 2/2. I'm on a D plus for it.
I think that's actually more realistic. I think I'm going to join you.
You were smart. When you said that 2 mana 1 2/2 same card as this thing, but it costs 1 to equip. It was even better because it was uncommon and there were not cards like that, yeah. As you have a ton of equipment lying around, you're kind of like, I can't move all of these. So that's true. I guess there's always gonna be something to do with the mana. And D plus seems fine, just 3/2 is pretty weak. And if this was uncommon and only equipment, I would be very happy with it. Right?
It would be better.
It would be much better, I think.
Yeah.
Can you continue reading so I can eat a little bit?
Oh, sorry, you're eating. That's why. Okay, summon Choco Mog. I'm sorry, it's very goofy. It's 2 and a white for a 3 mana. Saga Bird Moogle. That's a 3/3. All the chapters up to 4 is Stampede. Other creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. This is a temporary 3 mana 3/3 that can then pump the rest of your team for as long as it stays on the battlefield, but then it goes away. So, if you can continue attacking, this is going to represent a lot of damage. If this card ever gets blanked and you don't have something to back this up or push it through blockers, etc., it's going to be really bad. It's going to be really bad. So I think, however, you want to, like, you're going to put this in your deck if you can sort of back it up. Stuff like You're Not Alone gives me hope that you can actually build a pretty decent proactive deck that can actually utilize something like Choco Mog and actually push a lot of damage with it. Yeah. But I don't think you're going to want too many of these as well, right? And I think you're going to be able to pick them up because this seems like a very niche application. if you're at all mid-range, or sorry, if you're at all defensive leaning mid-range or late game oriented deck as white, you're just not going to want this. So I think I'm going to try Wieldies. I'm giving this a D+.
But it's gonna attack only 2 times. And it's other creatures, right? If you play 2, well then your creatures are gonna kinda die soon, but you get +2/+hope too. Except to these chocobos. And if you have synergy, like if you have synergy with sagas, all of these go up, but I'm not gonna grade them like that. It's not very good. But if white is super aggressive, this might be fine as a 3 mana top end. To double spell and so on. So I am on a D+. Like if white is very aggressive, this could be pretty good. Pretty damn good. So D+.
Aerith Rescue Mission. 3 and a white for 4 mana for a sorcery. Choose one. Take the elevator. Take 3 1/1 colorless hero creature tokens. Or take 59 flights of stairs. Tap up to 3 target creatures. Put a stun counter on one of them. So taking the stairs is a pretty good finisher when you need it. And having the flexibility on this type of card at common is pretty dang nice. If making 3 bodies for 4 mana is desirable, which in green-white decks, and you can actually utilize those extra creatures, might be pretty decent, right? For example, this turns on You're Not Alone on its own, then it's pretty good. But it's hard for me to imagine that your green-white go-wide deck wants this like 4 mana common to tie everything together. So I don't think this is super good. I'm also going to give this a D+. But it's a card that I don't think that if I'm proactive or go wide, I wouldn't mind having like a copy in my decks. So
yeah, it's okay, finisher, and you can go wide with few of them. Like you can really go wide, man, and then this is gonna be something, right? This is gonna be a real thing. I don't know. This might be just good. I'm just gonna give this, the way the white looks so far, I'm gonna give this a C-, and I think it's gonna be the same for Chocomog. Because you can't take
C-
too many
for that one too.
C- for that, but Chocomog I'm gonna keep it as a D+ for now because I'm worried. But Chocomog, I think I'm gonna be very much on the lookout for it and try to see how white works.
Did you take the elevators or did you take the stairs?
What kind of like there's a harder fight when you take the elevator? I kind of forgot. I think it's that, but I can't remember. What it is.
Hold on, give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
But yeah, a lot of bodies is weak, like kind of weak, unless you have very good support with it. This can finish the game, so that's kind of nice. Like it's not like one of these is gonna be always good. Always take the stairs. I can't remember what happens. Or just multiple fights. Like 3/1s are not good unless like you have really good synergy and so on, which could be the case. I'm worried about these 5 mana 1 bodies even more now that I'm looking at white. But yeah, but with Chocomog it could be really something. Alright, next up Weapons Vendor. For 3 and a white, it's Human Artificer. That's a 2/2. And when this creature enters, draw a card. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control an equipment, you may pay 1. If you do, attach target equipment you control to target creature you control. This is interesting. This could actually like with this common equipment, like that's +2/+1. That's kind of +1 only. But you have one like hard costed equipment. It could be your top end. Like you play a lot of these smaller things, and then your top end draws you some cards, helps you like win the game with something, maybe with the Aerith Rescue Mission. It's super weak body. But if you have some equipment, some good equipment that costs a lot, like there's some +2/+2 equipment as well, I think it's gonna be pretty fine. 2/2 is very weak and very bad for aggro, right? So I'm not sure how it's gonna actually work. Well, let's start it as a C, just a C. And what do you think, Scotty?
I think this card is actually extremely desirable. This basically circumvents any sort of mana, what is it called, bottleneck that you have
Yeah, but you
by
paid
putting a
4
bunch
mana
of.
for a 2/2.
Yeah, so I'm not actually that, like, I am worried about 4 mana 2/2 only on the turn I cast it, right? But if I'm beating down anyway, this attacks most likely as much more than just a 2/2. Because like you've played your equipment, it trades off. You have extra equipment lying around that's not doing anything, but you don't have the mana to equip it. And I think the expensive equip costs are really common in the set, and this card kind of sort of circumvents that pretty easily. So I actually think this card is just good. I'm giving it a C+.
It does kind of hurt your momentum. It definitely hurts your momentum.
Perhaps I'm imagining a little bit of a different deck. Like, I'm not imagining Chocomog, right? I'm not
Okay.
imagining taking the stairs.
Okay.
I'm sort of imagining just playing sort of like a proactive leaning mid-range deck that's playing just the like it's curving out with sort of equipment job select stuff, and then having like 3 of these at my 4-drop slot, and they're all just really good value and get relatively large when you sort of start cheating on mana to pass it around. So that's sort of where I'm imagining this. Not like hyper aggro Chocomog, but more of a different style of deck.
But it is a lot of imagining.
Okay, I mean, we're talking. There's a lot of comments that support this.
But I guess it, huh? I guess it could be kind of like 5 mana 4/3 draw card if you equip this to it. Not great. But it's not 5, it's 4 plus 1 late. What do you give it? A C plus or a B minus?
C plus. C plus.
The thing is, if you didn't go very kind of pretty damn aggressive. If you didn't go very aggressive, then this is gonna be. You're gonna be hit very hard. And your creatures kinda need to trade. Wait for Buster Blade and Ragnarok cards? Sure, yeah. There is that white-blue artificer, right? That buffs other heroes and artifact creatures, so there's something there. I don't know, I cannot give it higher than a C because it's a 2. I hope it's gonna be better, right? Because it's really cool. I don't think it's gonna be that great, but I think it's gonna be playable. Okay, I could be wrong. We're gonna see. Okay. Oh, that's an artifact. That's why I couldn't find it as an enchantment. Can you read, Scotty?
You thought this was an enchantment? Yeah. White Aura Sight. 2 white for an artifact. When this artifact enters, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until this artifact leaves the battlefield. Tap to add white. This is a very strange card to me.
Okay.
So adding white is nice. I think the most important part of adding white is to be able to use the extra things for stuff like activated abilities. Ramping to like 6 mana, sure, is fine. Being a little bit expensive to remove something is also fine. Yeah, but the
That's
first time I
brave.
read this, I wasn't like super into it. But like the fact that you can actually just dump this mana into an extra equip is actually a huge deal
Yeah.
to me. So I think this is just like a B minus.
It's not buried in Garden, right? Because it doesn't fix. It costs double white, but it doesn't cost white and green. And it ramps you. Like, it's just white and ramps you. This is amazing. What do you give it?
B minus.
I think this is better than a 3 mana, just like Exile. Artifact enchantment. Yeah, I'm gonna B minus as well. At least. Kinda wanna give it a B. I give it a B. I'm gonna give it a B. 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 Come on, man. It's yeah, it's an O-ring that ramps. These are always amazing. The question is how many artifact removal is there? Can you go on?
It is better than Static Net.
Yeah. Oh wait, better than Static Net?
Well, I mean, Static Net, you could sack the Power Stone, so probably not actually.
And if they kill the Static Net, they Still keep the power stone, and it gained you 2 life, right?
That did it? I don't think so. I don't think static net
Pretty
gained
sure
you
it
life.
did.
I'll stay a B-, but yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Cloud-bound Moogle. 3 white for a creature, flying Moogle. It's a 2/3. When this creature enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Has plane cycling 2. So plane cycling 2 is nothing special. I think we've seen these types of effects enough, and there's nothing particularly about this set that makes me change that, right? Like in certain sets, like I can imagine plane cycling 2 being good, but this doesn't seem like one of them.
What would make it good?
I like discard synergies, graveyard synergies, stuff like that, right?
Okay.
Like the ones in Duskborn were a little better because there's an archetype based, a sub archetype based around reviving stuff, so those were a little stronger than they looked.
But only if it's a
right?
super strong creature, not this piece of shit.
I'm talking about just the mechanic of cycling. But yeah, this is a pretty bad creature. I don't like this at all. This is a D for me.
D? I'm on a D-, I guess. I'm on a D-, close to an F. Freaking 5 mana 2/3 that you can make into 3/4. Or make something else big.
Heck yeah.
Muggles are the best. After Chocobos, why did they make it so weak? Cycling for 2 for land is really bad because it messes up your turn. I said this, I think, a lot of times. It messes up your turn. Paying 1 mana for land is fine. That's why tap lands are fine. That's why 1 mana cycling is fine. Like plane cycle, land cycling. That's why the Wireling in TDM is fine. 2 mana messes up your turn. It basically always messes up in turn. 1, you can sneak in limited. Definitely sneak it. So D- just what the fuck are these stats? I don't get it. I don't know what happened here. I have no idea.
Okay, this doesn't change anything about the grade because this card sucks, but we should at least mention that, yeah, counters can sometimes represent a decent chunk of damage by enabling an attack, but it doesn't change the card.
Yeah. Can you go next?
Fate of the Sun Christ? 4 and a white for an instant. This spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets a tapped creature. Destroy target non-land permanent.
Okay.
Yeah, so this can hit anything. It's like 3 mana to destroy something that's usually attacking you.
White
But
removal,
the
huh?
fact that yeah, this isn't sadly not 2 mana on attacking, but that would be kind of insane. This is not amazing, but it's still extremely solid, and I'd be happy to pick this up as my piece of removal in a deck. Pretty happy, right? Like if I am winning the game and my opponent's not attacking me, I'm kind of okay just paying 5 mana to clear the biggest blocker and attack. That's fine. And if you can get this for 3 mana, or if you can like free something from the O-ring effect, there's just all upside from here. So I think this is solid. I think this is a C+.
So funny how you pronounce it Christ. I also think it's Christ, right? Christ. Unchrist.
Sun Christ.
What if?
What?
Gotta get it. His agenda in anywhere he can. What do you give it?
C+. Pretty close to C for me though. It's a little clunky.
Alright. Not like C or C-. Not 2 mana. We had this be 2 mana a few times, right?
Not non-land permanent.
I'm okay with a C. Anything, yeah. And then tapped creature for 3 is fine. I'm okay with this. It is 5 mana is a lot, and tapped is not always that easy. C seems fine. Sometimes you kill like, oh, that's like because you can kill equipment, and then they're left with a 1/1 if they attack. Ah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it's kind of anything. C is nice, but this is just billion times better, right? The white orange seed. So that existing is But white has some decent access to removal. That's not normal. That's definitely not normal. All right. We're on to the. What do you think about white commons, Scotty?
All of them can fit in a pretty aggressive game plan. Like there's sometimes a separation in white commons that's like, okay, well, half of these are like really grindy, half of these are really aggressive, but even the hard removal spells you'd be pretty happy to run them as blocker clearers in in aggro, right?
Yeah.
Even the expensive aura site, right? You can then use to pass equipment around that has traded off in the past, so or just enable attacks. So it's good. It looks strong. White looks strong to me.
Yep. I feel like white always looks strong.
I think you're just remembering last set.
Ah, okay.
White does not usually look strong to us.
It's true. Actually, it usually looks weak to us. That's true. Maybe it is just the last set.
Yeah, I think you're.
But no, there was also Modern Horizons where we're like, white is pretty good. White is garbage there. I don't. We still gotta see, like, having a good aggressive deck. It needs a lot of pieces. It's not just like have some early drops and that's it. You need to wait to like continue pushing the damage and get ahead in tempo. So we're gonna see how that works. White was trash in Nether Drift. Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, we're gonna see if aggro is that good. If aggro is not that good, white, I don't know how it's gonna find the place. So we're gonna see. Can you read? I just have one more pushy roll to eat.
Okay, I'm reading Crystal Fragments, which is white for artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. 5 white, exile this equipment, then return it to the battlefield transformed under Tony's control. Activate only as a sorcery. Equip 1. Transforms into Summon Alexander. It's a flying 4/3 with chapter 1 and 2.
Oh.
Prevent all damage that we dealt to creatures you control this turn. And chapter 3, tap all creatures your opponents control. So, like a finisher, right? This is a short sword. Short sword is not super good.
Yep.
Short sword is not super good, but for 7 mana, it flips into something that can potentially finish the game. If you're beating down and somehow the game gets to this insane late game point, tapping all your opponent's creatures probably kills the opponent.
Wait, white has 3 common removal spells. They're just like kill, basically.
You just looking?
Right? No, I just like figure it's 3. It's 3, and it basically kills anything. That's never been the case.
So what cards are you? So it's the Slash of Light.
Yeah.
Slash of Light might be a lot worse than we think it is. I don't know.
It kills basically any creature.
That's optimistic, yeah.
I don't know, equipment, 1/1s, 2/1 that makes a body.
I think the equipment might be a huge part of it, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay, what do you think about this one?
Well, okay, so short sword with a 7 mana upside is not. I don't think this card's that good, to be honest. I think it's extremely expensive. So I think this is a D+.
Rental damage is kind of cool. You just you have fortifier and you can attack with everything. Nothing's gonna die. If you are going wide, it's definitely gonna end the game. But it's 7 mana in an aggressive deck. Like, how easy is that? And there's like you can just use it as a short sword a bit.
I mean, if your deck really wants short sword, then it's gonna be pretty good.
But do you really want short sword?
I don't think it's pretty hard to want short sword in 2025.
It is. It really is. Like, even in a set where you were playing short sword, it was kind of like, okay, I'm putting in a deck in old sets, right? It was never that I remember. Like in Dominaria, it was like, okay, it can get in sometimes, but it's not like, yeah, it's a short sword. So yeah, I'm on a D+ as well. This is a powerful flip side for a short sword, but it's a short sword. So I didn't realize that we were going through these. So we're gonna go through the flip cards first then?
Oh, I guess I just sorted by both commons and uncommons, and I'm just fishing out the commons or uncommons.
Can you read the next one, please?
Yeah, side quest, catch a fish. Oh, yeah, it is all the flip cards first, huh? 2 and a white for an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's an artifact or creature card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. If you put a card into your hand this way, create a food token and transform this enchantment. It transforms into Cooking Campsite, which is a land, and you tap to add white and 3 mana and tap it to sacrifice an artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Activate only as a sorcery. This one is kind of weird. This one's kind of weird.
It's so weird.
The front side is quite bad. the front side is really, really bad. So the thing is, you don't surveil or anything if you whiff. So as soon as you flip a land, you can't like bin it. You just have to draw it. Is
Yeah.
that correct? Yeah.
Yes.
So it literally is just wait and see. Just wait and see. Wait and see. Wait and see. I'm going to guess that because it's pretty unreliable, like as soon as you flip something with this, it's a cantrip. So a 3 mana delayed cantrip is horribly unplayable. Then the question comes, how good is Cooking Campsite?
Wait, it's a
And
cantrip?
I'm gonna bet.
It's a
I'm gonna
cantrip.
bet. I'm gonna bet that
You're gonna bet.
it's sorry, I was passing something. I'm gonna bet that it's just you I think you want better alternatives. This is not the juice is not worth the squeeze, as they say. I'm gonna this is D- to me.
It is really cool. God damn it. That's a good land for a white deck. That is such a good land for a white deck.
Yeah, is it a land that you're paying 3 mana for?
I think it's not a land that you're paying 3 mana for, but you also draw a card and get food. But it, like, you can just sack equipment and that infantry and you're already going wide.
It's well, I mean, if you have time, like if your opponent doesn't have a clock on you and you drop this, it's gonna be kind of a groan, right? Your opponent's gonna be groaning a little.
Yeah, and you keep telling me we got all the time in the world, baby, so maybe you're right.
Yeah, no one ever kills you in Magic. I'll go up to D+.
Because I want it to be good, man. I want it to be. This is hard. I really want it to be good. Because then if this is good, it leads to such interesting gameplay. Because like it means that you can wait with your go wide deck. Like that's not normal. But that's not normal because it's usually really crappy waiting a long time with your go wide deck. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's bad. It's not normal because it's bad. Sorry, what?
I have to push back against that statement a little. I feel like really normal gameplay for actual go wide decks is to wait.
Yeah, but
isn't that really normal?
It's normal to wait while you're playing out your shit, but it's not normal to like have a card that's gonna make you wait, right? You wait because you didn't kill them yet, and then you're waiting for something that kills them, right? But having
inspired charge.
exactly, inspired charge, yeah. But and then you draw it and then you play it, right? It's not like you're waiting because the card inherently makes you wait.
I see. Okay, I kind of understand what you're saying.
You're waiting because it's not constructed, because you're not gonna kill everybody in 5 turns or something. You gotta wait until you get some flyers, some inspired charge, something. This effect, yes, but not if you gotta wait for that effect, right? It's like inspired charge. When you draw it, if it's good, you play it, right? This thing, when you draw it, you gotta wait. You drew it and then you gotta wait. But fishing is my favorite minigame in basically any game. So, does that change the grade?
Follow your heart. Follow your heart.
Well, no, really. It's not just that it's fishing. It's such an interesting card. Like, I wish they made it 2 mana or something. Like, it would be really good for 2 mana, I think. Because you can double spell with it and stuff. And this is powerful effect in that type of deck. But it's slow as... I almost said some nasty things, but it's pretty slow. It's pretty slow. Best and worst case scenario starts with the same 3 mana. Yeah, it always starts with 3 mana do nothing. D. It's not getting a D minus. D. It is gonna be so cool if this is not the bottom 10 cards of the set.
All right, I'm back to D minus.
If it's not the bottom 10, don't be bottom 10. Be somewhere. Have a 55% win rate in the middle. I know 50 is the middle, but 7th lands is 55. 55 is the middle. Oh, that was hard. Because it's such a cool card, but it's so crappy at the same time. It's so crappy.
The Phoenix down?
The Phoenix down. For white.
Phoenix down. Yeah, go for it.
I'm going. For white, you get an artifact that you can tap and exile and pay 1 and white and choose 1. Return target creature card with mana value 4 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Ah, it's instant speed, that's why. Or exile target skeleton, spirit, or zombie. I didn't check that. What do you think about a card?
You have to leave again?
No, I gotta check the zombies.
I see. So yeah, I mean it's good that it's tapped. Having mana value 4 or less returning is a significant upgrade than having 3 mana or less that we've seen in the past. I don't think that this card on its own, without any sort of external synergies, is particularly good. But it's cool. I just typically don't want to jump through a hoop to get like multiple hoops to get my creature back. So I still unfortunately think that Phoenix down is quite bad, and I think like a D+.
Scotty, there is 1 common zombie, 1 common skeleton, so that's not gonna be... No, 1 common zombie, 1 common spirit. 1 uncommon spirit. 1 common zombie, 1 uncommon spirit, and there are 3 drops. That's not gonna be the thing, okay. What did you say about it? What grade did you give it?
I'm going down to D.
Yeah. And this artifact doesn't die. It doesn't die. Because then it would have some... It could be in the graveyard for permanence. It could be in the... It could trigger some things and so on. But I do love Phoenix down. Man, they did such good
Isn't
flavor.
like Phoenix down supposed to be like a really important item in the game?
Yeah, it revives your creatures. But it
Sad.
also... I don't remember that if it damages or kills some mobs. It's no way it kills, it just damages them, right? The undead, it damages the undead. Like, pure magic also damages the undead, so... It kills the undead? It literally kills, doesn't just damage them? No way it kills them. Like, Phoenix Downs are not very expensive. It's that? But only on the weak ones, I guess. It really kills? I forgot about it. Oh my god, it kills some bosses? No way, but it's... There's no way! Really? I have never done that! But it's like, it's not a very expensive item. It's... Oh, maybe... Not all bosses are immune to that. Okay, very important stuff here, right? And because of that, it gets a D.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. But maybe you have some artifacts here, and a creature card only. I don't know. Maybe it's something we're not seeing, but I don't see it. Ooh, go!
Is this Restoration Magic?
Yes, it is, Scotty.
Restoration Magic is white for an instant. It's tiered. This is the first time we've seen a tiered effect. Cure for 0 mana. Target permanent gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Cura for 1 mana. Target permanent gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. You gain 3 life. Curaga, which is 3 and a white. Permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. You gain 6 life. These tiered effects are quite strong. Hannah, you a fan of Final Fantasy? Okay, Hannah only played half of one game, which is half more of a game than I played.
Okay. Infinitely more than you. Then.
Infinitely, yeah. This is actually quite powerful, right? 1 mana is a huge tempo swing, and this scales up if you have excess mana left over in a pretty stinking big life swing.
Yeah.
Pretty stinking big life swing. This is extremely powerful. For 5 mana, you can actually like we talk about how it's such a dream scenario that'll almost never happen, that you can like blow out multiple combats with like expensive effects like this. But if it's just slapped on to a good card already, yeah, sure, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Also, this comes along with 6 life, which is pretty stinking good. So I think this is very strong. This is like a B- for me.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you? This is maybe the best one. So 1 mana, yeah, you protect anything. 2 mana, you protect anything and get 3 life. That's a huge life swing. That's a huge life swing. That's 1.5 attacks from any 2-drop, normal 2-drop. And this is not a lot. Scotty, this is not 7 mana, 8 mana, 9 mana like the other things
It's 5
are.
mana.
This is 5? So 5 mana, permanents you control gain hexproof indestructible, you gain 6 life. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage. But it's crazy powerful if, as Scotty said, like he understands this, and you understand it now, it is great if it's already attached to Cure or Cura. This is amazing. 3 white is garbage alone, yeah, but incredibly correct, because you're basically always going to have a case where you're using this for 1 mana. And it's so easy to sneak in. 1 mana is nothing. It's like playing a tap land. You're gonna be able to use it. And then, if you went wide, you can just pay this. Attack with everything, pay this. Like you went wide, right? You didn't use it anywhere, sure. You attack with everything, pay this. Opponent probably didn't go wide. I mean, I don't know. If they did, they're just gonna trade their board, but they didn't go wide, right? So they block some of your creatures, right? And then you deal like 3 or 4 damage. But nothing dies, and you gain 6 life, and they're not gonna kill you on the swing back, and you can kill them later on. And that's a power of having this for 5, right? Now you might say, oh, but that's exactly that scenario where you went wide, and you kind of need to attack 2 times with a larger board than the opponent. Yeah, it's not uncommon, but it doesn't happen always. So if this was a card for 5 mana only, that if it doesn't happen always, it means Jesus Christ, the card is so bad, because when that doesn't happen, it's absolute trash, and you cannot have a floor like that. But when this happens, it's gonna be incredible with winning you the race and the game. And when it doesn't, it's 1 freaking mana savior thing from a removal spell, win a combat where you have enough power, 1 mana. 2 mana, gain 3 life. Amazing. I'm gonna give this. I want to give this a B, Scotty, but it's a little bit weird for me to give B to reactionary spells where you're not actually like buffing stats. But why are you not giving it a B, Scotty?
Why am I not giving it a B?
Yeah, why are you not giving it a B?
I mean, probably the lack of stats, but I think also Cura is incredibly good.
Yeah.
I think Cura is maybe underselling here, because like we don't really talk about it, because it's either like hyper cheap or like a huge like big swing. But Cura is actually very cheap as well.
Yeah.
And to save something and have a life swing is nothing to sneeze at. Honestly, I guess just the lack of stats and the fact that this technically does have the condition of you needing a creature and a situation to cast it in. But I could see it being a B.
Alright, let's go with B minus start, but I can see this going to a B. This just is always gonna have a beautiful effect. Doesn't best stats, sure. But white seems like it's going wide, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's also permanent, right? So it's like literally anything. You have your freaking exile artifact. Protect that. Protect that. Got it. Protect that. Protect that.
What do you talk? What do you mean?
Protect the exile artifact
Are you?
that ramps. Protect that.
Oh, protect that. Oh, yeah,
Protect
sure.
that.
I mean, that's not bad. That's not
Protect
bad.
that. It's
Yeah.
you exile something, and you already have that 1 white mana.
Oh, yeah, that's very good. Wow, dang. It protects itself on the turn it comes down.
Protect that.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
We can go next. I also freaking love this tiered magic. It's a cure, Kiraga. Oh. Zek Fair for white. It's a 0/1, but it enters with a +1/+1 counter, so it's actually a 1/1. For 1, and you sack it. Target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. Put Zek Fair's counters on that creature and attach an equipment that was attached to Zek Fair to that creature. And this is why we have a 5 mana 2/3 that puts a +1/+1 counter on something, right, Scotty?
Yeah, because otherwise it would be broken. That's why the Moogle sucks.
Yeah, it already breaks a game. Wow. This doesn't have to tap itself. It's already a 1/2, so it can do something with equipment. And wow, this is powerful. It doesn't get hexproof. It does not get hexproof, but this is a great card for that type of deck that's just attacking a lot with a lot of creatures. It's also a 1-drop. Yeah, the flavor is crazy. It's crazy, just crazy all around this set.
What's the flavor? This dude exists and then dies? Is that the flavor?
Yeah, literally every card, Scotty, that has like a death effect, they die or they're gonna die in the future.
Wow.
And that's magic. That's magic, baby.
I didn't know Cloud died in the game, but he's a creature and creatures
not
die,
in the
so
game, but
spoilers.
he's gonna die later.
What'd you give this?
I mean, it is amazing. I think it is amazing. These cards also get much better when you have things to protect. You are gonna have things to protect, like maybe double strike. I'm gonna give this a B-, man.
Yeah, this is a B-.
Yeah, this is a great 1-drop. This is a great 1-drop. Hey!
Adalbert Steiner, 1 and a white. Legendary creature, human knight. It's a 2/1 with lifelink. Adalbert Steiner gets +1/+1 for each creature you control. Also flavorful because it has 1 toughness and it'll trade off. It's because Adalbert dies in the game. I don't know. I've never played this game. You have though. It sounds. But this is kind of huge. It's really not that hard to get equipment, and like even 1 equipment makes this an incredible 2-drop. Second equipment makes this like a huge beating. And equipping this on top of it, because by the way, it doesn't need to equip. It doesn't need to equip, right? You can just play an equipment, it be on another creature, and this gets +1/+1. So this is really, really, really powerful 2-drop. Really, really, really strong. Gosh, I think this is still a B-. I think this is still a B-. You do have to, work for it a little. And even if you work for it, like if you do the thing once, it still trades off with most things. So I don't think that's like crazy, crazy powerful enough to be a B, but it's very, very good. B- for me.
This art is perfect. It's not cursed. This is perfect. This is perfect. He's weird. He's a weird looking guy. He's the weirdest looking character in Final Fantasy, if you ask me. And he's also my father. This is my father, Scotty. You can meet him. At least he was in the game.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for dissing your father.
You gave it B-. B- is more than my father deserves.
Well, I also said that he died.
Wait, what?
Okay, it's okay. You weren't listening. I didn't say anything bad about your dad.
Okay, but I mean, didn't die, and this guy didn't die. Yeah, this is interesting with the short sword, right? You're making 4-3 lifelinker. Good like racing that.
You're kind of insane. It's a
Queen
really strong
isn't.
curve.
No, Queen actually isn't weirder looking to me. But yeah, okay. It's great. Like, it is just great. I think it's also a B minus. It is just great, and does require a little bit of help. Like if you have one, it's really really powerful. 2-1 lifelink, not the end of the world as well. Well, if it trades off. It's also sometimes gonna be like you get into a bit of a mid game, late game, and then your 2-drops are normal 2-drops, and this guy comes in as a 4-3 or maybe even bigger than that. So that can be like pretty freaking good. Is Freya's sister? Freya, I don't remember even. I don't think I named Freya anybody. At least I can't remember. Maybe Freya was my. Maybe I named her as my grandma. I'm not sure.
How much time you got today?
Well, I think we can fully go with finish full white and then see. Is that okay?
Okay. Yep.
B minus seems fine. Can you read the next one? I gotta get like fresh tobacco.
Yep.
This is not good.
Ambrosia Whiteheart. 1 and a white for 2 mana for a legendary creature bird. It's a 2/2 with flash. When Ambrosia Whiteheart enters, you may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, Ambrosia Whiteheart gets +1/+0 until end of turn. I'm guessing, or rather, I'm pretty sure that basically every Chocobo has the same landfall ability. It's always just extra power, which is nothing to sneeze at. Nothing to sneeze at. Because like for 2 mana, this can hit for 3 on turn. On turn 3, which is like nice. It's fine. It's totally fine. But obviously the saves versus like removal spells, freeze things versus auras, etc. Can bounce sagas, which is amazing. Absolutely, yeah. You can replay job select. There's a lot of things you can do with this. Replaying job select is excellent after it trades off. Bouncing a land to go replay it for another landfall trigger is probably less prominent, but exists. I think this does a lot. I think this does a lot in the set. This is another B minus to me. I mean, this would be higher if it had any sort of like evasion or whatever, but it does probably just after it gets a good value, it probably just trades with stuff.
Did you talk about sagas? Yeah.
Bouncing sagas is great. Resetting sagas.
Yeah, this is like better in this set than. This kind of better in this set than it would be in any other set, probably. And just good
Yeah, there's so
two-drop.
much to bounce.
Yeah. And you just play as a 2-drop, like 3-2 on curve is really good when it attacks. It's May. But really good for sagas, really good, especially the uncommon ones. Uncommon ones are powerful. Yeah, this is legendary, but this one is worth it. This one is worth it. Well, actually, yeah, this fucker is legendary as well. Oh, damn it! Huh. Crap. Ah, legendary. Legendary. Ooh. And 1-drops. That's kind of a problem. There's so much legendaries in this set squad. Okay, I'm gonna give it a B minus as well, but I can see this being a B in text, but it's a very good card. Please read. I'm running. Yep. I'm just gonna get the back right. There it is.
Battle menu. 1 and a white, 2 mana total for an instant. Choose 1. Attack to create a 2/2 white knight creature token. Ability. Target creature gets +0/+3/4 until end of turn. Magic. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater or item you gain 4 life. The flexibility on this is insane. Absolutely insane. Tons of options. The most prominent options is going to be to create a knight, to trade off with something on turn 2, or to destroy target creature with power 4 or greater, which is going to be a late game mode. But if you need it, you have +0/+4, right, to win a combat that you particularly need to win or make attacks that you wouldn't really be able to make otherwise, so that's great. Even if the primary modes are attack and magic. Item is probably going to be the most seldom used mode, probably for just swinging a race unexpectedly, but even then, sometimes it's just going to be better to, like, you know, make a 2/2 and block something. So, little... I don't know. Item I feel like is going to be not used that much, but the flexibility on this is absurd. So this is a B for me. It doesn't do anything like crazy powerful, but it fits in so many slots in your deck that I'm so happy to pick this up.
Okay, what grade did you give it?
B.
Yeah, this is so good. Yeah, does nothing perfectly. Right, it's not undercosted, it's not overstated or something, but it does like it always does something you want. I don't think it's a B, because it always does something that you want, but it never does anything extremely well. And none of these effects, except this target creature with power 4 or greater, is gonna push you real hard in tempo or in value. When we compare it with a card in TDM, Rally the Monastery, right? Rally the Monastery.
Yep.
Yes, it's 4 mana, but it's very easy to double spell. And for 2 mana, that card makes a 2/1/1 prowess creatures, which is miles ahead of a 2/2. Miles ahead. Not even close. So it pushes you on board in tempo. Kill something 4 or greater, that's the same. If that's good, that's good. That's good. This is the most powerful ability if you have a target. And then gives 2 creatures +2/+2, which is arguably the weakest ability out of all of them. But which is, in the right circumstances, the strongest ability out of all of them. It's the weakest because a lot of times it's not the best one and you don't have a good way to use it. But when you do, it can, you've seen it, you felt it, you played it, it can kind of break the game. You never do something like this with this card. So it's great, it's really good. But I can't give it a higher grade than like a C+ or a B-. 4 life is whatever. Killing something is great. +0, +4, nice for a trick. 2/2 if you need a 2-drop. Probably a B- because of all like such a huge flexibility, but closer to a C+ to me than to a B-. Sorry. Did I change your opinion on anything?
Yeah, I'll lower it to a B-. I'm still taking this very highly just for having the right amount of, like, for example, if I draft this early, I'm counting this as a 2-drop and it can be used as a removal spell, so that like really alleviates. Are you dying?
Oh, I am gonna die once. Like,
okay, yeah. Well, that's very flavorful of you.
Oh, I'm gonna die because I'm gonna choke on my own saliva, man. I choke on my own saliva, like, that's a normal thing for me. Not like every few times a day, but it's like, it's not super uncommon. Or on water. Like, or water. Oh, and I'm doing nothing. I'm just like, I'm nothing. I'm sitting and it just happens. Swallowing. I'm swallowing my own saliva. Normal thing. I think I have a defense like with this. Like, I think it's the name is something like Escher Dunlos. Escher Dunlos. I think that's how you call it. Syndrome. I have some type of that, and it's one of the symptoms from what I've read is that you sometimes have a hard time, like the things here in the throat go in the wrong. What is it called? Sarcophagus or something? I don't know. What is it called? The part that you breathe through. The part of your throat that you breathe through.
Your windpipe.
Windpipe? Yeah, it goes to your windpipe.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there's. I think the esophagus is only the one that leads down to your stomach. I think. I could be wrong.
Okay. And
but
yeah,
I don't know. I could be wrong.
It sometimes goes there, but I don't know when I'm gonna be an old man. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna maybe die at some point. I mean, well, when I'm old man, I'm probably gonna die, but but it's I die like this. I hope I don't. So I didn't mean sarcophagus, but it's I didn't say it with an R. Alright, go next. Scotty, please read.
Dragoon's Lance, 1 and a white for an artifact equipment with job select. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and has a knight in addition to its other types. During your turn, equipped creature has flying. Heck yeah, this is super strong. This is just a great 2-drop. This is just a great 2-drop that you can then pass around, and giving creatures flying that should have no business having flying is a super strong effect. I think this is a B, because I think this does exactly what you want to do in white, and having the upside to jump additional, maybe higher powered creatures in the late game is super duper powerful, not to mention other synergies with the token, with artifact, etc., etc. So I think this is like the
Yep.
2-drop that you want.
Lances. People with lances have jump. So I'm okay with a B. I'm actually okay with a B. That's yeah, that's perfect for a white aggressive deck. If that's what it does, and it really does feel like that's what it does. Eshi. Princess of Dalmasca, I think. So it's a 3-mana 3/2 legendary creature. When Eshi attacks, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. No, nothing matters. Nothing matters except wizard a little bit, just super little bit. You can have a lot of equipment, but the problem here is if white is aggressive, I don't think it wants a 3-mana 3/2. Yeah, I don't think white wants a 3-mana 3/2. And it has to attack. Kind of cool with the last one because you can give it flying, but I think I'm not having this. There are good tricks like +4/+4, so that's kind of. But I'm just gonna be on a C- for.
Yeah, so yeah, I think the not triggering until attacks and the fact that it's 2 toughness is a killer for this. Especially the fact that you're not always going to be the one attacking, and if you have to be blocking, this card sucks. it just sucks. And the fact that no matter how many equipments you put in your deck, there's still a reasonable chance that you whiff. Like we're talking like 12 plus to get like a good amount of consistency. Obviously we can punch that into hypergeometric calculator, but it's not that good. So C- as well. We're talking Auron's Inspiration.
I think Auron.
Auron's Inspiration. For 2 and a white for an instant. Attacking creatures get +2/+0 until end of turn, and flashback to white. We have not had Trumpet Blast in a long time. And here's a warning to everybody: Trumpet Blast does not work on your opponent's turn. It does. Rather, I should correct that. It definitely works on your opponent's turn. But don't cast it on your opponent's turn because it will pump your opponent's creatures. Yeah, so don't do that on blocks. Don't think this is your creatures get +2/+0, because I've seen that a decent amount of time. The quote unquote fun part about this is that for 7 mana, 4 white, you can give your creatures +4/+0. Because play this, flash it back. So it can in the hyper late game provide a ton of damage. If you are go wide, like super go wide, and you want this, you're going to be reasonably happy with it. But I think you don't really pick this up that highly. Even in the go wide decks, I think you can reliably wield this, because I don't think anyone else wants this really. So I'm going to put this at like a D+, but like a ceiling of like a C+.
Do you know who's the Auron in this picture?
Who's the Auron? It's definitely the dead one with the image in the sky.
Yeah, it took me so long to see that he's there. Wait, why is he a dead one? It took me so long to see him there. I thought I just dismissed it as a cloud. That he's in the top left corner. Like, so I thought you were gonna do the same, but you kind of you're better at looking. You're better at observation. Cloud's a little. No, I meant real cloud. I mean, I meant a real cloud. Like okay. A real cloud. Okay, the in the sky. Fuck me. Okay, go. It's Trumpet Blast is horrible, right? +2/+0 is absolutely horrible, 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 horrible card. Does Flashback save it? No, absolutely not. But the bigger question is white gonna go that wide? It might. What do you think, Scotty? Like, huh?
Yeah, I think this will have a home. I do think this will have a home, but I really don't think you need to pick this up highly at all because it has a very home for an archetype that can only support one drafter. I think.
Really? Like those 1/1s? Then then you get the 2/1 that makes a 1/1 body.
Yeah.
If you're white blue, then you get the 2/1 flyer that makes a 1/1. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, technically, the official Wizards analysis is that white green wants to go wide.
White green? What does green have to?
Well, I'm not sure, but that's what it says on the card. it says white green is the go wide archetype.
Oh, there's also 0/1 wizard, Scotty. Wait, everything is going wide in this set. Wait, there's also 0/1 wizards in Rakdos.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay, so I'm thinking, like, we're gonna get to the black card at one point that makes opponent sacrifice, but also gives you 0/1, which seems completely busted. But it might be just completely whatever in this set. So does the fact that kinda it's the fact does the fact that it's easy to go wide make this worse? Because it kind of feels like you can go wide in a lot of colors. Now that I'm thinking about it, you can go wide in a lot of colors. That makes this worse. I think this is crap. It's only good when it wins you the game. Only and only then. I don't think
I
it's
mean,
good.
like we have to go kind of as wide as that Innistrad set, right? Because this is almost the exact same card, except that card was cheaper, right? You
Which
know what I'm
one?
talking about? Rally the Peasants. Do you remember playing with that card? Have you ever played with that card?
Remind me, I forgot.
It's the exact same thing, except the flashback is like 2 in a red. But that card was immensely powerful if you could go wide enough. And but a lot of that has to do with being able to flash it back on the same turn for the +4/+0 effect. Because at that point, like 2/1/1s get through, you're dealing 10 damage. But 7 mana is a lot more than 6. A lot more than 6.
Oh, it is a lot more, especially in aggressive deck.
Yeah, so I'm not a huge. I like Rally the Peasants. I think it's powerful. I think this card is much worse.
Yeah,
So I'm
because
actually
like,
I'm kind of okay just giving this. I'm gonna give this just a D.
because if you go +4, you kill them a lot of times, or you kill their creatures, because everything is at least 5 power.
Mhm.
And when you go +2 and then +2, it means that your next attack is usually quite a bit smaller than the first one. What do you give it?
A D.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a D as well. And it feels like in this set, people are just gonna have a lot of creatures lying around. And then like when you do this for the first time, they're gonna know you're gonna do it the second time, and they're just gonna block with their good amount of creatures. Especially like white is good at going wide, blue is good at going wide. Rakdos has the 0/1 guys. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. D for now. We're gonna see. I hope it's not much better. Because then the set is super aggressive and it's just you're gonna get killed out of nowhere all the time. No Villiers. For 2 and a white. It's a vigilance, power, and a 3 creature. And this creature's power is equal to the number of creatures you control. So 1/3 on its own. I mean, in white, it's probably gonna be kind of big. But it still has 3 toughness. I'm not big on this card. Exactly the same card as Adeline. Exactly the same card, right? It is the same. But maybe a little bit worse. So I'm just gonna give this D+.
Yeah, D+ seems fine to me too.
Nothing special, just one body. Oh, this one I
Right.
like.
Next card is Delivery Moogle. Delivery Moogle is 3 and a white for a creature Moogle. It's a 3/2 with flying. When this creature enters, search your library and or graveyard for an artifact card with mana value 2 or less. Reveal it, put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle. So being able to search your graveyard is big game. That means you don't really have to worry too much about like hitting like a necessary surplus. You just have to make sure they're there in your deck. I guess technically speaking, if you draw all of your equipments, the equipments don't go to the graveyard that easily. Fine. But it's strong, like on its own. 3/2 flyer, 4 mana. Not great, but 3/2 flyer that gets value, pretty good. It's all it pretty much needs to push it over the edge. So I think this is great and a high pick, and I'm giving this a B minus.
Oh, the best white card I've seen. It has flying, Scotty. It's like a 2-for-1, and it draws you a non-creature. Always.
It draws you a pretty good card, usually.
And it's a flyer. There's that stupid one that makes a 1/1 in blue flyer that's gonna just like blank a lot of flyers. This it just gets it for you. I'm just gonna give this a B plus.
Okay, I'll give it a B.
Okay, B. Go B.
Are you sure?
Yeah, B.
I mean, 1 point to change your mind.
No, B is okay. B is okay.
It fetches instant ramen.
Okay. We're gonna see. It depends on how good instant ramen is.
Yeah, I mean, if instant ramen's bad, the card's pretty bad. Magitech Armor, 3 white for a 4/4 artifact vehicle. When this vehicle enters, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token with crew 1. Yeah, this is strong. This is pretty strong. 2 pieces of cardboard, 4 mana. It's kind of funny because we just had an Aether Drift. We just had the Broadcast Rambler.
5 mana though?
That made a Thopter. And I think this card is actually very comparable to that. It costs 1 less, which is a big deal.
Huge
but
deal.
It's
huge.
Worse. It creates a non-flyer and it has 1 less power. But I think that it's still very, very, very good. I have a story to tell after you analyze this card, but I'm giving this a C+.
I think this is better than much better than that card because 4 mana, 5 mana is a huge difference. Basically the same stats. Like this, basically the same stats. It's just that 1/1 is a flyer, which is a big difference, but 1 mana is a much bigger difference. I think this is amazing. Exactly what white wants from a 4-derp. I'm gonna be on a B- for this one.
I can go up to B-. I actually think this is very good. I think you're correct. 4 mana is like great. Casting this on curve is great. I have a small story, which is a little bit of a mean story, so I hope I'm not being out of line. On the spoiler season for this, I was skimming through spoilers on Reddit. And I stumbled upon a discussion about Magitech Armor, and people were arguing not how good it was, but if the card was playable in draft.
Oh.
And I thought I was going nuts. I couldn't take it. Yeah, it was hard. It was difficult for me to read.
Oh, okay. It's one of the better cards we've seen so far. Huh?
Yeah, I'm like, this card is just good. It's just very good.
Yeah, it's okay. Be careful about taking draft advice from Reddit, I guess, guys. Be very careful.
Yeah, it's a tough world out there.
Oof.
So summon Primal Garuda, 3 and a white, which is a Saga Harpy. It's a 3/3 flyer. Chapter 1, Aerial Blast. This creature deals 4 damage to target tapped creature and opponent controls. Chapters 2 and 3. Another target creature control gets +1/+0 and gains flying until end of turn. This is challenging. This one is a challenging card because you really want to kill something the turn it comes into play, which means there's going to be a decent amount of boards where you just can't cast this on, or you really don't want to cast this on 4. Because like on a typical curve out, if you're not killing something on curve, you don't really want your 3/3 that can attack once and flies 2 things. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. You have to be like super duper far ahead for you to like cast that card out. And it's also very strange that it has an aggressive effect, It's sort of statted like an aggressive body, right? Like a 3/3 flyer is not great at blocking. It's better at attacking. But it has this strange effect that only works if your opponent's trying to race you. So like they've either misevaluated the game state or like they just can't block your creatures naturally anyway. So it does synergize with other flyers, but then it makes the second and third chapters worse. Isn't this a really weird card? This
It's
is a
a
really weird card. I
very
don't think it's
weird
that
card.
good. I don't think it's that good. I'm gonna give this a D plus.
But it's a very cool card as well.
It- Uh, yeah.
It's very hard to grade. Like it's clunky counter. Yeah, it's crazy counter attack, right? that is true. Like most of these sagas, if you trade them, then you're doing so well. So the thing about aggro in this set, it's gonna be a bit weird. It's gonna be a bit weird, right? Because if opponent plays sagas, you kind of want to stop attacking. You want those sagas just to die most of the time. But yeah, if you're... Usually the opponent is also attacking with something. Like if you kill anything with this, a 2-drop, it's pretty good. You're gonna get a 3-3 attacking, something is gonna be pretty big. And a flying, and that attacks for 2 turns. And I mean, a lot of times this is gonna be like, you're aggressive. You just need this to win. Oh, did you make a public list, public link?
No, I haven't done anything. Sorry, I have a bazillion tabs
No,
open.
okay, we're gonna do that tomorrow. You're gonna get the tier list, guys, to look at it while we grade. But it is in the making. What do you give it?
I give it a D plus.
Oh, I think it's actually great because I do think it represents so much damage, right? Like sometimes, a lot of times you're gonna be fine if you draw this and they're not attacking, you just kill them. That's gonna be a lot of times with fight, I think.
If casting this out on turn 4 on like an empty board is good, then I think this card is pretty good.
What? You mean... What do you mean empty board?
Well, like if your opponent has no creatures and you're not killing anything, if just casting this out is good, then I think this card is pretty good.
Then you have creatures, right?
Yeah, sure. You have creatures.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you're doing pretty well. If they have creatures, they don't on turn 4, I think. I think this is a B minus, Scotty.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, gives me Nahiri vibes, but
most of the times you are getting attacked with something, and you can wait to cast this. I think that's completely fine to wait, and then wrap up the game a lot of times with it. And then
I mean, okay.
Sagas and sagas are a thing, right? I think there's enough synergy as well. So, this thing with dagger. With Garnet? This thing with Garnet. Are you Scotty? Is he here? Oh no, he's not here. I thought he was like in the same. In the same. It looked like he was like like this. I got it. Yeah, thinking hard, like I gotta crunch through these numbers. Okay. Thump. Yeah, I'm giving this a B minus. I'm gonna go to the next one before Scotty comes back. Han is here.
I'll just leave that be.
Alright, you're back, Scotty.
Oh,
You're back,
no.
Scotty.
Alright, dude's moving around. Okay, cool.
This with Garnet, huh?
Yeah, it's incredible.
That's wild. Alright, B minus on that one, Scotty. We're gonna see. That's a big fight we're having on this one. This is by far the biggest difference. It's a D. You think it's pretty garbage, and I think it's one of the better commons and uncommons in the set.
Crazy.
Grahatia. For 4 and a white, it's a 3/5 reach creature. Archer that has reach, nice. Okay, we had a lot of archers that don't for some reason. Whenever it has the Allagan Eye. I don't know, I didn't play this Final Fantasy. That's a MOM RPG, I guess. Whenever one or more other creatures and or artifact you control die, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Okay. That's a crazy powerful ability. That is a crazy powerful ability. There are sagas, there are treasures, you're going wide. But it is also a 5-drop that has a stat line of a 3-5. In white, that feels kinda aggressive. That's... this is the hardest card for me to grade, maybe. Because it is a freaking 5 mana 3-5, but that's incredibly powerful ability. You control is the problem, you control is not the problem. Oh, sagas just die. Artifacts you can sometimes sack or their treasures or something. It has reach. Oh, I'm gonna give it a B minus, Cory, but I'm not sure if white wants this card. What do you think?
Sorry, my stream together is bugging out. I think this is a B. I don't think it's that bad. Yeah, sure, it's not going to fit into like the hyper aggressive decks, but it's extremely powerful and it's not even that bad to splash.
It's actually not bad to splash, yeah.
I can't.
E5. It's a giant spider. Oh, Scotty! Scotty, here? Scotty's dead again. Oh, he's back? Scotty, I heard you. Oh, there you go. What's going on?
Yeah, it should be better.
Okay.
I'm giving this a B.
I'm gonna give it a B minus, but this is the card out of every single grade that we've given that I feel like has a highest chance of going down in grade. Because like having a 3-drop or a 4-drop with this ability is crazy, even with horrible stat line. Having a 5-drop, that's where it gets a little bit, that's where it's too late. But I'm a believer in this set that it's gonna be fine. Okay, this is interesting. You can read it.
Yep, the crystal's chosen. 5 white for a sorcery. Create 4 colorless hero creature tokens, then put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So essentially, on its own, it makes 8/8 worth of power. But obviously, you can get more if you have more creatures on the battlefield already. This is strong. I think this is strong to work towards. Obviously, 7 mana is really expensive, but incredible board impact. Really strong at swinging things around, even if you're like a bit behind. So I think that's sort of what I'm looking for my 7 mana spells, and also really, really strong at going over the top. 7 mana is a lot. It is a lot. So you definitely have to consider that. It definitely makes it a big knock against it. I think this is like a C. I think this is a C.
If white is aggressive, then white doesn't want this.
Yeah, but it's a different archetype, right? This is the one where you wait until you hit your like go wide pump spell and then you cast it.
The question is, does that deck exist?
I mean, yeah, does green white exist?
Nah, green white? Nah. No. You can't do that. You can't do that. It's green white exists. Like it's always. Sometimes there is like white never wants a card that costs 5 or more, right? Aggressive decks never want it. Yeah. Sometimes a certain color just never wants a card that costs more than 4 mana or something like that. And definitely not like there are colors that never want a 7-drop. That's the thing. Like,
yeah,
if that's the case, this is absolute garbage. If it's not,
I'm pretty sure every go wide deck in history has been, or in limited history has been slower mid range decks. Like, because go wide is just not a super aggro archetype. It's usually like a bide your time, build up a wider board than your opponent, overrun.
That's true. But does that deck exist is the thing. It's not just like does green white exist. Does that deck exist? If there's a white archetype that waits, that actually does wait like that, fine going later on. Not just because of this card, but just of how it plays out. Then this is gonna be good. But it is an incredibly powerful effect. You get 4 tutus and 4 tutus, and you get it is game winning effect. I wish this was a single white so you can splash it in like a lot of green decks. And +1/+1 to everything is huge. What do you give it?
C.
Like I'm talking it down, but I kind of want to give it a higher grade.
I mean, it's very powerful.
I'm gonna go with a B- if that deck exists. I'm gonna quickly lower it down if it doesn't, because I think it might exist. That's lower type deck that goes white. And sometimes even splashable. I think it's sometimes even splashable. Depending on you. Okay, are we doing the rare flip cards first then, Scotty?
Yeah, let's do the rare flip cards first.
Okay.
So Dion, Bahamut's Dominant. Oh. It's a 3 and a white for a 3/3 for a legendary creature, human noble knight. Dragonfire Dive. During your turn, Dion and other knights you control have flying. When Dion enters, create a 2/2 white knight creature token and 4 white. Tap, exile Dion, return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. Activate only as a sorcery. Bahamut, Warden of Light. It's a 5/5 Saga Dragon with flying. Chapters 1 and 2 put a +1/+1 counter each other creature you control. Those creatures gain flying until end of turn. Giga Flare. Chapter 3, destroy target permanent, exile Bahamut, return it to the battlefield. Yeah, so this is a 5/5 worth for 4 mana, and it goes up from there. So this is nuts. This is an A for me.
What is this, a 5/5?
Well, yeah, it's 5/5 worth of stats for 4 mana, which is nuts. And 2 of them have flying.
And other knights have flying, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, like for 4 mana this is busted, right? 3/3 and a 2/2. That is crazy.
Yep, for 4 mana this is busted.
And then, Jesus Christ, if you can flip it, right? It's like...
No, it's Christ. Remember, you taught me that.
What do you say?
It's Jesus Christ.
It's Jesus Christ. Oh my god, that's good. Yeah. Some people that maybe just tuned in are gonna be mad at what we're doing. But you don't know what we're doing. It's a 5/5, right? So that's pretty huge. A 5/5 flyer on its own, and everything is a flyer and +1/+1. That's gonna end the game. In 2 turns, that probably ends the game. You know what? You destroy something forever and get another 2/2. Yeah, this is broken. What do you give it?
I gave it an A.
I'm okay with an A+. So this is a 2 bodies. They gotta kill and just attacking with 2 man without flipping it. Attacking with a 3/3 and a 2/2 flyer is completely crazy. So on your turn, yes. That's completely crazy. And if you flip it, you probably just win. Almost always. So they gotta kill one thing and you're still left with a 2/2. That's good. And if they don't kill it, you just probably won the game. I mean, you probably won the game by attacking with these 2 guys. I'm okay.
I'm sorry. I actually did misread this. It is everything has flying on the front side.
Yeah, everything has flying on the front side. Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with an A+. That's fine.
Yeah, insane.
Insane in the membrane. Venat, Heart of Hidalin. For 1 and a white, that's a 3/3. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Okay. Hero Sundering. For 7 and a tap, exile target non-land permanent and transform Venat. Activate only a sorcery and it transforms into a god. The Hidalin, the Mother Crystal. Indestructible. 4/4. Blessing of Light. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control. Until your next turn, it gains Indestructible. If that creature is legendary, draw a freaking card. Alright. Wait a second. So, It's a 3-mana 3/3, okay? And you're gonna have a good amount of legendaries. And they all now draw you a card. That's pretty damn good. And for 7, I mean, when you get it, you exile anything, no matter what happens with this card, and you transform it into a god. I mean, it's indestructible. And your other things are gonna get indestructible. And if you target legendary, draw a card. I mean, everything is great about this card. I'm giving it an A-.
Yeah, I'm on an A- as well.
And requires a little bit of things and 7 mana and so on, but it's crazy. It is crazy. Okay, they're done with DFCs. Let's get into the rares. Non-DFC.
Okay, next one is Ishgard, the Holy Sea. Ishgard, the Holy Sea is a land town. There is a cycle of adventure lands in this set where you can cast the adventure side and then play it as a tap land later, or just play it as a tap land. So this one is Faith and Grief. 3 white for a sorcery, adventure. Return up to 2 target artifact and or enchantment cards from your graveyard to your hand. And all the lands I'm pretty sure are tap lands. So
Yeah.
think about MDFCs, right? MDFC tap lands. All of these are better than that. A little bit better than that, right? Because
Yeah.
it's kind of like it's kind of like the adventure side. If you read it as that plus hit your land drop next turn, right? It's kind of a very similar card to that, which is a weird templating for something so. It's contagious.
I mean, you played this turn,
This
not
is your fault.
next turn. You played this turn, the land.
Yeah, you
right?
can play it this turn. Yeah, you can even play it this turn, which is stinking nice. This isn't bad. This isn't bad. I don't think this is game crushing or game winning or anything like that. I just think this is a very nice bit of flexibility. The effect itself is poor, but the flexibility on a land is nice. So I think overall this is like a C.
I'm gonna give it a C+. It's yeah, it's really nice. It's like a tap land is the cost, but when you don't need lands anymore, you get 2 things back. Of course, you gotta draw it, right? Or you gotta have a lot of lands already. It's not gonna be good if I'm gonna always play this land before in these early turns, in the first like 5 turns or something. Yeah, still pretty good. Silkskin. Moogle Merchant. For a white, it's a 1/2 lifelinker. Oops, sorry. For 2 mana and a tap, target opponent gains control of another target permanent you control. If they do, you draw a card. Yeah, I don't know. So you can give them lands, treasures, equipment.
You can give them sagas that are the final trigger on the stack.
Oh, that's really cool. Oh, okay, that's really cool. So the last trigger goes on the stack, and then you tap this, give them that, you draw a card, and they get nothing except the sacrifice. Ha!
Yep.
Oh, that's really cool, yeah. Pretty bad card, though. Right?
Yeah. It takes a
fun.
while to do anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a D.
I'll also give it a D, sadly.
Yeah, it's a 1/2. Pretty cool card, pretty bad card. It's a fun mana 1/2 that hopefully draws you some cards later. Nah.
From father to son. 1 and a white for a sorcery. Search your library for a vehicle card, reveal it, and put into your hand. If this spell is cast from a graveyard, put that card into the battlefield instead, then shuffle. Has flashback 4 white. So 2 mana up front, 4 mana to flashback. This is an F.
Yeah, I'm okay with an F. Not enough vehicles. And Aerith gains Burrow. For 2 and a white, it's a 2/2 lifelinker. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on Aerith. And whenever Aerith dies, put X +1/+1 counters on each legendary creature you control, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on Aerith. Oof. 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 It's hard. And the card is also pretty shit. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry to say that. I'm really sorry to say that. Yeah. It's 3 mana 2/2 lifelinker basically. I don't think there is enough life gain. I think there's not enough life gain. The set, if there was a lot, it'll be kind of mid because you need also legendaries. It just requires way too many things to go right. I'm gonna give it a D.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm on a D plus. Like, I mean, it does wear equipment well, right? And if you can sort of start wearing equipment, it can maybe start snowballing. So I think there's some places where this maybe can have a home. The next card is the Wind Crystal. The Wind Crystal is 2 white for a legendary artifact. White spells you cast cost 1 less. If you gain life, you gain that twice that much life instead. And 4 white creatures you control gain flying and lifelink until end of turn. This is also an F.
Yeah, this is horrible.
Yeah, this is also an F.
I mean, okay, flying lifelink does break the game. Flying lifelink does break the game, right?
Yeah. I mean, well, if you have creatures, yeah.
You have creatures, yeah. There are it is 10 mana. I mean, this white spells cost less to cast is really bad. This is gonna end a lot of. This can end games. Like this effect is extremely powerful. It's just like it costs so much here. But when you have, if you're playing that kind of go wide deck or whatever, go like 4 and then you go 6 on your turn, or when you have 5, when you have 6 mana, obviously.
I mean, you played more Tarkir than I did. Was Flying Crane Strike a good card?
Which one?
The crane technique, flying crane technique, double crane technique.
In Tarkir, wait, what does that do?
I think it gave like double strike and flying or something. I forgot.
Oh, Tarkir. I think it was good. I can't remember. But look, Scotty, you are gonna get double the life.
Yeah, you will. You will get double the life. Yeah.
Nah, this is not an F, Scotty. No way, this is an F. No way. It's you activate this and they can basically never attack you.
You activate this and they can basically never attack you. Oh, okay. I'm not looking at your face right now.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I know. I really. I'm just laughing at how funny it sounds when you said what I said. But
yeah, because I'm repeating the words that you're saying.
Yeah. But I didn't hear them.
Which is why they sound ridiculous.
Okay. Yeah, but there is a lot of times where they just can't win. That's what I meant. Because you get double the lifelink.
Yeah, if I can spend 10 mana, if I can afford to spend 10 mana on nothing, my opponents usually lose.
Look. You spend 10 mana. Like maybe you pay 4. They're like, oh no, they're gonna do this thing. And then, okay, you say, yeah, I am. Opponent tries to attack with a lot of things to trade. You get a little bit damage go through, maybe chump something, whatever, maybe make a good block. And then like, it's not hard to have like, one turn you're doing nothing. It's just one turn. It's not 10 do nothing. It is 4 do nothing, Scotty. It's 4 mana do nothing. And you pay that 4 mana. Next turn, you better believe that you're doing something. Opponent gets only 1 attack, not 2 attacks. Anti-attack, blah, blah, blah. You have like... I mean, is it really hard to have, when you know you're gonna have this, is it really hard to have 8 power on the battlefield?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's pretty freaking difficult when you spend turn 4 doing nothing.
It's not turn 4, Scotty. It's turn 6 or something.
Okay.
Or 7. Like you're playing everything out, right? And then you like don't let them attack once a little bit more, and then you like play this, and you don't trade. It's not hard to have 8.
Yeah, you didn't trade, and you had a dead card in your hand until this entire time.
It was not dead. It was ready for you to play it.
Okay.
And look, it's 8.
If this was my companion, I'd be kind of into it.
Look, it's just 8. It's just 8. Power. and you just gain 16 life and deal 8 damage. Okay, or you have
Yeah.
6 power. Okay, 6 power, that's super easy. Right?
Yeah. And
Right,
then you have to continue paying that 6 if you want to continue gaining that life.
yeah. Yeah. 12 life. 6 damage.
And then instead you pay 6 again, and then they kill something of yours, and all of a sudden now they're winning the race despite your huge wind crystal investment.
I mean, they're not winning the race if you're dealing like 4 damage now and gaining 8 life. That's 12 life swing. What the fuck do they have on the battlefield? What they have 12 damage? When you have 4? Look, they're 4 mana card. No, they don't. No, this is a playable card.
Okay, this is D minus. You got me. You win.
You gave it a D minus.
Yeah, it's a D minus. You win.
I'm gonna
I
take
concede.
that. I'm gonna take that. You know what this is, Cory? This, you thought I was messing with you. No. This is a C plus.
Goodness gracious. I think that if there's a fair amount of cards that you can gain life on, the turn you drop this, it gets much better. But I mean, like the moment that you play Wind Crystal and then on turn 6 you play 4 2/2s, well, sure, that's like getting somewhere, I guess.
White mage staff now gains you 2 life. Arid, okay, don't. Arid is not. This is garbage. Double life even on Arid is going crazy. No, yeah, this is a rare. That is not good.
Okay, this is going in the right now is the grade stance. This is going in the Fight Club. Is this the hill you want to die on? Be brave. Be brave. Stand for your convictions. Who cares? Don't give in to peer pressure. Think. Be based.
It is maybe. It is a little bit embarrassing for me to think that this is that good, but I think it. I really believe, man.
Okay, believe. It's good. It's and then you can go on Reddit and fight those people when they argue with you. You got it.
I'm probably gonna tell them like, I really think it's good because like, on so many boards you activate it once and they're done. They're just done on so many boards.
Okay.
But it is 10 mana. Fucking hell. But your white spells cost 1 left. Oh, you're right. Now that you got me like that into it, it's. I mean, we're pretending like Reddit is the big deal, and I'm not saying this in front of all of my viewers, right? Like Reddit is the big deal. That's the big deal. But when you said it like that, it's a fight, like, and when you said heal, is this the heal you're gonna die on? It did scare me a little bit. It is 10 mana. Alright. I can go down to a C minus.
Okay, it's still probably showing up in the Fight Club.
Still probably sure. I'm fine with that. No, I'm completely fine with that. But
okay,
you scared me a little bit by giving it a C plus. There are gonna be a lot of times when it's not gonna be that good.
All right, Rosa, Resolute White Mage, 3 and a white for a legendary creature, Human Noble Cleric. It's a 2/3 with reach. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains lifelink until. Oh, sorry,
What?
skip. Thank you.
What?
Yeah, we gotta skip down. My bad.
What happened?
Rosa is a starter deck card.
Oh, okay.
My bad. Machinist's Arsenal, 4 and a white for 5 mana total for artifact equipment with job select. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 for each artifact you control and is an artificer in addition to its other types. Equip 4. This card is kind of a beating. This card is kind of stinking huge. I don't think it's that difficult to have excess artifacts lying around, especially like equipments, etc. If it's alone, it's quite bad. But on curve, it's probably just going to be like a 5/5 or better. 5/5 or better. So, and it only goes up from there. And if you ever have like a turn where, you know, things stop trading, the early game and the developmental stages kind of die down a little, you slap this on a flyer and literally just kill them because it's so big. It's a lot of extra stats. A lot of extra stats. It really doesn't take that much for this to be massive. I think this is a B.
This makes your instant ramen gain you 6 life.
Oh yeah. Oh, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll join you at C-.
You're not. What do you give the Arsenal B-? Yeah, I'm on a B as well. Yeah, just like have some equipment. And you get a huge 5 drop, but that's not it. It's just like you. Oh, it's an artificer as well for that. For your uncommon in Azorius. An
Artificer is a creature
not
type,
an
not
artifact.
an artifact.
No. So this is a 3/3, but you're gonna have artifact for sure. And then when you re-equip, it's gonna be 4 mana, get 4/4, 6/6, maybe even more. So that's really good. You're gonna have like a lot. Man, this is gonna be huge and it's gonna make other things. Man, this is really good. Like there is. White is so good at having a lot of artifacts. And we didn't go into other colors. Just white is very good. No, it's not gonna be a 5 mana 3/3. It's gonna be like 5 mana 5/5 if everything is going wrong. Like this is a 5 mana 5/5 if everything is going wrong for you. I'm pretty sure that's how it's gonna play out. The next card is garbage. I know that already. 5 mana 3/3 Vigilance Lifelink. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on each cleric you control. That's not good. What is this? Cleric? Like there are no clerics. There is that. Oh, Garnet is cleric and Van Niel is cleric. Whatever. I mean, it's a 5 mana 3/3.
White Mage's staff is a cleric.
Huh?
White Mage's staff is a cleric.
Yeah, I know. And that's.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, and the blue 2-drop is a cleric as well. The blue 2 mana stuff. So, wait. There are different weapons that give you the same class. I didn't know that. This is horrible. It's a 5 mana 3/3. Go away. It's a. Oh, it's an F. It's an F. No, wait. I mean, White Mage's staff gains you life when it attacks.
Yeah, it's immediate impact.
And it's a common. Ooh. Wait, this is not an F. Wait, that's actually synergy.
That's like legitimately very strong.
That is pretty good, actually, yeah. Wait, that's weird. Wait, that's pretty good. Okay.
And here's the kind of sort of deal is that even if you trade off your White Mage's staff, you just played it at any point in time before that, you could equip this, attack with it, becomes a 4/4 before it hits, and then it goes again.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Or equip it to something
White
else.
Mage's staff is just White Mage's staff is just very, very strong with this.
And then you grow both of those. And like you can just have like this scenario. The White Mage's staff is common. You can like have 2 staffs and attack with both, and all of a sudden those guys are 4/4s. Wait, that's really good. Oh, wait, that's different. That makes this grade different. Isn't lightning rare or mythic? Wait, that makes this an actual card, not an F, not an F. That makes this into a C minus. That makes this
C
into C minus. It makes it into C minus, which is quite a lot higher than unplayable card. Ah, pretty cool. Ooh.
Are we on Mughul's Valor?
Yes, we are.
Mughul's Valor, 3 white for an instant. For each creature you control, create a 1/2 white Mughal creature token with lifelink. Then creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Okay, yeah, it's one of these cards that I think people will see the best case scenarios and gush over it because it did so much, right? It protects your whole board and made a ton of Moogles, and you dominated combat. Unlike Curaga or Cure or Restoration Magic, this one is really just the dream mode. This one really is just the dream mode.
Wait, but you also get like what? What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean dream mode?
So you just need the creatures on the battlefield first, right? Which is actually already kind of a large ask. I understand because you don't have to have them clash in combat, right? You can attack, your opponent could like not block, they can attack you back, you make a bunch of instant speed Moogles, right? That's like the dream. I still think that it's a little narrow. It's a little narrow for my liking.
What?
Um,
Wait,
for each creature you control. Yeah, so like you have. So I'm not happy with 2 creatures. I'm pretty happy with 3 creatures though. I'm pretty happy with 3 creatures. I think overall this is like a C. With like a range of like this card is going to be dead, rotting in your hand, horrible, and like pretty dang game breaking when you are. Well, like the thing is, like if the go wide deck does really want to wait, this can actually be extremely good. Like, right, you have 5 creatures sitting, you all of a sudden have 10 creatures sitting, and then you pump them all and you attack. That's like actually very, very strong. So it's probably, I think there's more like a C plus for me. There's more like a C plus for me.
we are reading the same card, right? Like
Yeah. This is like significantly better than like the elf one, the 4-mana elf one, but that's also extremely conditional.
I mean, so you say that it's just a dream condition, but the Curaga just gives everything indestructible hexproof, right? This makes creatures as well.
Yeah, this makes creatures if you have the board already.
Yeah.
How happy are you with 2 bodies here?
I mean, if I win combat, that's kind of good.
Actually, I'm starting to kind of swing the other way because I'm actually starting to think that 2 bodies is actually still pretty good.
It's pretty good, yeah, Scotty.
Yeah, two bodies is actually pretty good. Yeah, because like for a combat, and also like 2 power worth of defensive bodies, that's not bad.
No.
I'm gonna go up to a B minus.
And it is instant speed, right? So you can surprise the opponent. I'm definitely somewhere in a B grade. Like, I don't think it's just dream scenario, daydreaming and so on that we're doing here. It's instant speed, right? So it's horrible to attack into this, and if you have this, like, you're probably gonna trade a little bit less because this is gonna break the game. It's not just like, oh, everything gets indestructible. Yeah, but I'm also making a ton of 1/2s. So, and it's so dark, I should probably get some. Wait, Scotty, can you hear me?
Yeah, I couldn't stand your tomfoolery, so I left.
Because I want to go through this with you, because I'm giving some high grades to some weird cards today, obviously.
No. I think this one actually is not that hard to make work.
Okay, good. Because you started it pretty low, and I was like, am I not seeing anything? Because it felt really powerful, like, and you can wait, right? Like, let's say this is. You can get your board higher and then cast it, right? You can wait a little. Like, if this is the last card in your hand, right? And you have those 2 creatures, and you're kind of like, I don't want to use it yet. Opponent doesn't attack, right? You don't just want to get 2 1/2s. You wait. You draw more cards. You play some creatures. There's gonna come a point where this is gonna be really nice. If you're attacking, if you just win 1 combat and deal some damage because of going wide, that's amazing. This feels incredibly powerful to me. I'm gonna give it
I don't think this is a win more card. I think this is actually just legitimately quite good.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna give this a B plus. Because
yeah,
what do you want to say?
No, I'm just still significantly lower than you. We're somehow still in the same ballpark, but we are still not, still really not that high up.
Really not, yeah. Wait,
Yeah,
so
because
dark.
it is literally dead sometimes.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think it's if it's dead, then like you're kind of not doing much anyways. If it wins you one creature combat, that's enough. If I'm making 3 of them, it's usually gonna be crazy, right?
3 is pretty good.
3 feels a little bit crazy because like 3, it means that you also want to combat on attacks or that you're winning combat on defense. It doesn't matter if you're attacking or blocking, right? Because if you're blocking, it means that you're gonna win a couple of combats if they're attacking. If you are the one who is attacking, you either use it when they block or you use it when they swing back, and 3 1/2s is gonna gain you 3 life and kill something. Yeah, I think this is very powerful. I don't think I'm daydreaming here. Ultima, I gotta get some light on. When Scotty can you read?
Yep. Ultima. Ultima is 3 white for sorcery. Destroy all artifacts and creatures. End the turn. Okay, let's break this down. Well, actually, let me read what end the turn does because it's not a common effect. Exile all spells and abilities from the stack, including this card. The player whose turn it is discards down to their maximum hand size. Damage wears off, and this turn until end of turn effects end. So if anything has a death trigger, those death triggers don't happen. Is like probably the biggest use case of this. And besides that, I don't really see much. There's probably some like probably a lot of like niche corner cases, etc. that you have like an until end of turn. I guess the until end of turn effects still go away. But like, like sacrifice, oh no, that's not no, it's basically just death triggers. And that means it's pretty mediocre. It's pretty mediocre. Wraths range from like wraths with no upside, with no board affecting upside, range from like okay to like quite bad, depending on the style of the set and the style of the matchup. For example, if you are battling against like a green-white patient go wide deck, you're gonna love Ultima. You're just gonna love it. It's just gonna be great. But I'm gonna guess overall. I'm gonna guess overall it's like a C.
It's probably bad because like you cannot play anything afterward, right?
Yeah, like wraths are not good in limited. They're just not anymore. They haven't been for a long time.
Oh, good rats are. You mean just rats?
Just wrath is not good and limited anymore.
Yeah, good rats are really good, right? I think rats are also good in the right colors. I think the reason why you're saying that the rats are not good anymore is because they're mostly in white.
Yep.
And white is almost always proactive, aggressive color that doesn't wanna get to late game and then do its thing. And then it never makes sense. I think that's why reds feel bad, because they're kind of always in white. And white doesn't want this. So,
for example, I think Devious Cover-Up was pretty good.
What did it do? Remind me.
It just basically kills everything, and then you can like surgical extract your opponent. But that was such a low upside. It was just basically 3 black for a sweeper, and I thought that card was pretty good.
Yeah. So I don't. Okay, I think maybe you changed your opinion because I don't agree with this that rats are bad in limited anymore.
Sure, wraths in. I think your statement's more accurate.
If you're trying to be aggressive, you're trying to go wide, if you're trying to just kill the opponent faster than they can draw cards and do the synergy thing, then red is gonna be negative for you. Like, if you're the one who is having a better board presence, red is just bad for you, right? If you're the one who wants to have a better board presence, it's bad to wait for a red. Because then you're waiting for it, and then you're in late game. An opponent develops first. And that's not where you want to be, because you're playing an aggressive deck. I'm not sure if it's going to work in blue-white deck, because blue-white seems like it's going to be maybe the best deck to go wide. I'm not sure, but
Blue
maybe the
white?
best deck to go wide.
Well, yeah, because like blue white also wants to have their artifacts still lying around.
That's also true.
I don't think this works in any archetype in white.
Yeah, I think it's just a bad white card. Like, it's been for a while now. Just white reds, not very good unless there was Kamigawa, where white could have been super slow and like late game orientated. And then it's also you could choose. So, for example, you're playing against an aggressive deck. You choose destroy artifacts, you kill their whole board, and you lose almost nothing. You know, that's not really red. That's one-sided red. So, Sunfall is crazy because it's a red that leaves a huge body for you. So, it's in a way one-sided red again. Same for the Emperor and so on. But this one, I think it's gonna be very crappy in this set. I'm just gonna give it a D+, because sometimes you got good mana and you can splash this red in a very grindy deck. D+. Okay. Beatrix
Nope.
is not in this set. Okay, we are onto the white mythics, right?
Yep.
Do we have any DFCs?
I don't think so.
I don't think we do. No, we don't. Alright.
Cloud, Midgar Mercenary, white, legendary creature, human soldier mercenary. It's a 2/1. When Cloud enters, search your library for an equipment card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. As long as Cloud is equipped, if an ability of Cloud or an equipment attached to it triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. I mean, this is just like white, 2/1 draw card. Like and maybe 2 to a really good card, right? If you have like a rare equipment, for example, which I think is good.
It's a
I think
no-land
it's good.
card.
Yeah. So I think this is totally solid. It's hard to cast. Like we cannot overstate, or I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but it's hard to cast. Like it's white is not 1 in a white. It's significantly worse. So like if you value this more as like a 3-drop, that might be like a little bit more accurate mono wise, like in terms of when you can cast it on average. But it's still, honestly, if this was 3 mana, I'd be like, yeah, heck yeah, sign me up. Because I still think that's good.
Yeah.
I still think that's good. So I think Cloud's like a B.
Yeah, B seems fine. B seems fine. Summon, Knights of Round. Alright. 8 mana in white. It's a 3/3 indestructible, okay? First 4 chapters. Create 3 2/2 white knight creature tokens. That's 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. 12 knights. Ultimate End is the final 5th chapter. Other creatures you control get +2/+2 end of turn. Put an indestructible counter on each of them. Alright, that's kinda insane. But it is 8 mana. You need to work for this card. You need to work to cast it before you lose. In white, just in white, normal white deck, I think that you don't care about getting to 8 mana. I think you're gonna be more about like killing the opponent a little bit faster. But 8 mana is a lot. Damn, how does white get these super expensive cards? You're getting so many creatures. I mean, you do win the game basically every time you cast it. So it's probably worth it, right? Right, Scotty?
I mean, it blocks extremely well the turn you cast it. It doesn't block flyers though.
I'm
Sadly.
actually so happy that it costs 8 mana.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it's nice that it's a little expensive. It makes it interesting rather than just a crazy huge bomb.
exactly. Like 6/7 for this effect is like, okay, play it, win the game, and you're just gonna make the deck that can play. That's it. 8 is a real cost. Like, so many games end before you do this. And then it's not just like you make 13 haste creatures, 2/2s or something. It's gonna take a little bit. I think when you get this, you're gonna make you're playing a green deck. You're gonna do your best to play some kind of deck that draws a lot of cards and ramps, and somehow splashes this or splashes blue to draw or something like that.
I mean, we only gave Bahamut a B- and a C+.
Yeah, but this is better. This is way better.
This is better. Yep.
Because it is 8 mana. 8 is so much easier. I'm gonna go with A-. If this was green, blue, or blue, I think I would give it just a straight up A or A plus. But A minus because it's
All right. I mean, I'm gonna give it an A,
Hmm?
but I don't really have much else to add. I agree with everything that you said.
Get 4 bodies and one is indestructible.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Very cool card. I really like what I did with this very powerful rares and mythics. Like, it's 8 mana or 9, so that's extremely hard to play. Takes a long time. Decks, not any random deck is gonna just be able to play it. And then also, you have those creatures that are just really, really good. But you need to pay a lot of mana to tap it and exile it. But its exile is not in the cost, right? So opponent can respond by killing it, and all of a sudden you messed up your turn and your tempo, and you might lose because of it instead of just straight up winning the game with the other side. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if you
Got the last
pivot.
white card.
Yeah,
Sorry, go
I
ahead.
don't know if you pivot to white because of this, maybe. But you do make a different deck. You don't just go aggro. You don't just make an aggressive deck. That's for sure. Right?
Yeah, this. I mean, like there's gonna be a lot of decks where you just cut this. If you're in white, right? Like there's white decks that you can open this and pass this.
I just gotta say one thing about this. Where is it? Mogul's Valor. There's so many cards in the completely different archetypes that go wide. Like, you're making random 0/1s, 1/1s more often than in, I think, any set that I've seen or that I remember. So that makes this even better. This could be just a bomb, this Mogul's Valor. Hey, Scotty, do we continue tomorrow?
It depends on how much time you have.
Well, today.